New Year resolutions, like I can see in my description of this live, we'll be talking about New Year resolutions and why do they not work. How come that we have set some goals at the beginning of the new year and by the middle of January it's not working, or that we're not complying to our commitments? Why is it so hard for us to actually keep going with what we have said we want to achieve? So first of all, the thing is that when the mindset is completely wrong. Because if you do something, let's say if you promise, if your New Year resolution is about losing some weight or about changing your diet, and you telling me that I have decided that I will eat only raw vegetables and vegetables, my complete, I will never eat any chocolate and anything healthy. I'm just abandoning from my diet. From now on, I will be eating only healthy food. Okay, amazing. But let's slow things down a bit. How many healthy meals do you have right now in your life? In your diet, how many healthy actually dishes do you have in your menu? None. Okay, and so you have none of healthy meals right now, but your New Year resolution is to have only healthy diet and nothing else. Thank you, Maya. It's not going to work if you will forget to have the right mindset. It's impossible. Setting new goals, having a healthy diet, it's amazing. Great that you want to do something. I'm happy to hear that you want to change your life for the better. But what you're telling me is that you want to change your whole lifestyle. It is not a small, tiny change. So then the inner talk inside you that you don't realize sometimes that you're actually having it is what is telling you, oh my God, how am I going to achieve it? This is so big. If I won't achieve it, then I'm not good enough. And the middle of January, down back to square one. You didn't have healthy, dish for a whole day, and then you're thinking the negative thoughts about how good enough you're not and how a failure you are, that you can't do something simple as having a healthy meal. It's a vicious circle. Before any New Year resolutions, where you need to start is yourself. How am I treating myself? What is my self-talk? What things am I telling myself that I can and I cannot do? Am I kind? Am I supportive of myself, of my goals? Am I seeing all the good stuff, or am I actually seeing all the negative thoughts and things that I have done before? Where are you on that? Because what we tend to do is we set ourselves some goals without doing any inner work at all. Without your inner work, you cannot change your external world. It doesn't work like that. Old keys don't open the new doors. So you got to slow down and start from yourself, not starting externally. It won't work. First of all, what if you want to change anything in your life? If you want to change yourself, your lifestyle, your relationship, you got to change the relationship that you have with yourself. And then the question is, how? How to change the relationship with myself? I didn't even know I have a relationship with myself. Exactly. So, how can you do it? First of all, pay attention to your thoughts. Do you journal? If you don't journal, you don't have to journal, but sit with yourself in a quiet place when you can be and observe your thoughts. What are you telling yourself? Where are those thoughts coming from? Take control of what is going on inside. Pay attention to yourself. Another thing that I have realized that we all do it. There's no superhuman beings here. Is that we tend to run away from our emotions. We don't want to feel. This is why then we don't pay attention to our thoughts. And then we feel like our thoughts or our emotions taking over ourselves, that we don't control our mind or that we don't control our emotions, and then we kind of in the limbo. My goodness, that's so hard. So what can you change? What can you do? How about emotions? Rather than emotions taking over your life, what it would be like, how would that feel if you actually were in control of your life? How would that feel? We have tendency to run away from what's uncomfortable. We have tendency to run away what is painful, what is hurtful, what saddens us a lot. We don't sit with that. We run away. We distract ourselves. We pretend it's nothing happened. It's not there. We block ourselves from emotions, from feelings. Okay. So, if you block your emotions, or if you don't pay attention to your emotions, if you don't admit that you feel something because it's painful, or you don't want to feel it because it's too painful, where does this emotion go? Magically disappears? Unfortunately, it doesn't. And as Freud said, I actually love the man, he said that emotions that we don't pay attention to, they're sink inside us. And after, there's so many emotions added and added, they come back unexpectedly in much uglier way. And I agree with that. I actually do. Based on my work with my clients, based on the work I did on myself, based what I am observing, I can say this is true. If you have an emotion that makes you feel very uncomfortable, if you have an emotion that saddens you, it's hurtful, it's painful, it's so much that you feel like you can't take it. If you don't pay attention, if you don't allow it to flow, if you don't sit with it, it doesn't mean it disappears. It only means it will come back later in your life, could be years after, and then destroy you. You will feel like you can't take anything else. It will confuse you even more, because why would something that happened many years ago would still have an effect to you right now? But it does. It does. And it's not about fixing the emotion. Let's just stay with the word fixing. Oh, it's just, I don't like it. There's nothing in you to be fixed, but to heal. Do you see the shift in energy? Fixing something and healing something. Healing is much more powerful. It's much more, oh my God, it's something that it's huge. And it lasts. Fixing doesn't do anything. It's lacking compassion, it's lacking kindness, it's lacking love. Healing brings all of that in. So, emotions, they're not bad. Even if you feel a huge sadness in your life, even if you feel pain, your emotions get so much that you actually feel a physical effect in your body from your emotions. Don't just run away from them. That will not solve your problems. That will not solve how it feels or what had happened. It won't. Sit with it. And when I say sit, you don't just like, okay, I'm sitting on my sadness. What do I do now? No. That's not exactly what that's not exactly what I mean. Sitting with your feelings is allowing them to flow. You don't block it, you don't stop it, you don't pretend you're not sad, you don't put a lovely smile on your face and pretend that nothing happened. No. You are sad. And for that, you allow it to be. You don't hide it. You don't try to change it. You don't try to fix it. You don't try to make yourself feel better. Oh my God, quick, I feel so sad now. I can't take it. I need to do something. I'll go buy and shopping and I will do something just to get myself feel better. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the situation. So, when you feel so sad, maybe you're afraid, I'm talking about sadness, but this is all about all of our emotions. Could be disappointment, could be shame, could be guilt. Any emotion that you feel and that you don't feel comfortable with. Stop running away from what you feel. Feelings is your guidance. They're messages. Listen to your body. Listen. Because when you feel something, there's a message in it. When you sit with it, you connect your mind with your body by sitting and allowing yourself to feel. Journal about. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is it mine? People who feel guilty or people who feel shame, that's the question you need to ask yourself. Is this mine? Am I feeling guilty because is it me? Did I put this on myself or somebody else made me feel guilty and now I'm taking it and living my life as it's mine? Usually the guilt is not yours. It's been put on you. And you believe now, yeah, I feel guilty, I can't do something, I shouldn't be saying those things, I shouldn't be acting like this. But the person who put the guilt on you usually is to control you. So if you're not sitting with your emotions, how are you supposed to know whether this is your emotion or this is somebody else's that you took it as yours? If you don't pay attention to yourself, how you supposed to live as a aware person? It's not possible. There is this lovely movie. I think it's a Disney movie. It's Inside Out. It's about emotions. If you didn't see it, I do recommend you to watch it. It's supposed to be for like a cartoon for children. It's actually amazing movie for adults as well. It actually tells a lot about emotions. How damaging it is for us to run away from our emotions. Another question. How do you know you are alive? That feels like philosophy now. Or existential question. No. If you didn't, just sit with that for a second. If you didn't feel, like if you were not to feel anything, because you numbed yourself, how do you know you're alive? Yeah, exactly. Emotions keeps us alive. They're good. Whether it's sadness, whether it's disappointment, whether it's hurt, whether it's pain, yes, it's part of being alive. It's part of being here on this planet. And you know, as I say that sentence actually triggered me. Okay, I'm gonna own it. I'm going to own this. Yeah, talking about emotions and holding them when they're not easy, it's not easy. I did not expect this to happen, but it is happening. So I'm going to own it. I'm not going to run away from it, as I did advise you a few minutes ago. I have received really sad news over the weekend. And I've been very upset. And I'm still young, so... But I'm aware, why am I feeling this way? I'm aware of the things I can and I cannot control. And at this moment in my own situation, I can only control myself. My own emotions, and allow them to flow, acknowledging them. You know? So as I said, emotions are part of our life. It's part of who we are. They're not easy. They're not easy to handle. They're not easy to just... But otherwise, how are you supposed to grow? If you can't sit in the pain, how are you supposed to hold your happiness? You can't. We are living in the world of duality. So what does that mean? It means day and night. It means cold and warm. It means huge sadness and huge excitement and happiness. It needs to be balanced. Our life needs to be balanced. If you're only willing to hold your happiness, if you're only willing to hold the good and comfortable emotions, how are you supposed to... I'm going to put this back. How are you supposed to hold yourself and grow big if you're only willing to do what is easy? Let's be honest. There's not a difficult thing to be happy. It's not a difficult thing to hold the good emotions. It's not difficult to live easy life. But how deep is that then? How much you are actually going to learn about yourself? You still are, I'm sorry. But it's not deep enough. To deepen the self, you got to be able and got to be willing to hold what's comfortable, but also what isn't comfortable. You got to hold both. The good things and the bad things. The good things that you can control and the good things that you can't control. Because in life, there's things that you can and things that you cannot control. And you got to make peace with that. You got to accept that this is part of life, that this is part of our existence.